Hi everyone, this is a walk and talk tour video of the pub shed. I'm just going to talk through the specification, different options that we chose, colour schemes, that kind of thing, and then just walk you around it and talk you through the finished product.
So starting with the outside, it's a log cabin. It's 4 meters wide, 3.5 meters deep. Paintwork and treatment on the outside, what we did was use 2 coats of a screw fix preserver. Main paint is natural oak from Ronseal, and then the windows and doors were finished with saddling. Ebony was the colour. You can see the bit at the bottom here, so that's the concrete base, that's timber. So that's the timber footings. This here is a concrete base that was sealed off with a damp proof course. 44mm thick timbers. So nice and sturdy. So let's head inside. This door, so you've got a couple of clips, fairly standard really. And a couple of clips, and then you've got full French doors open. So on the inside, first decision really was around whether we were going to plasterboard it and insulate it. Because the timbers are 44mm thick, we didn't think we were going to need to. And in fairness, cosmetically, we wanted it different from the rest of the house. We wanted it to sort of stand out. So we've done it in the walls here are a light oak, floor is a medium oak, and the ceiling, as you can see, we painted it white, and then the beams are dark oak in between. So looking at it from the bar, as you can see, there's panelling. So we did decide on putting the panelling in for a couple of reasons. Number one, cosmetic, because we wanted to break it up. Although we like the timber, we wanted a bit of a contrast. And, you know, because it's white up there, you know, we quite like the mixture of the oak and the white. So that was the first thing. And the other thing is we wanted to hide all the cables. There's quite a lot of cables running around the inside. A lot of it around here, which could be behind the bar, but there's obviously a socket there. We've got one here, we've got one over in this other corner. And then I had to run all the cables for the lights. So there was quite a few cables knocking around, and we didn't want loads of trunking. So that sort of killed 2 birds with 1 stone really, and I think we're really pleased with the results. It's easy enough to do. Yeah, strip wood across the top and thin strip wood just to sort of panel it off, and then just blocks of MDF. I'll put an image somewhere on here just showing the framework over there. I put framework behind all of this just so it stands off a little bit, so you can see, you know, there is a little bit of a shelf, if you like, across the top. Just to give it a bit more depth and a bit more contrast. Looking at it from the other side, we can easily fit, as I said, this is 4 meters wide by 3.5 meters deep, and we've had 3 people on the sofa, probably 2 or 3 people around them stools, a couple of people on the stools here, and a couple there. So we've had 8 or 9 people in here, no problem at all. So it's quite deceiving. You know, it actually looks smaller on video than it does when you're in here and moving around. Bar area itself was built around a kitchen unit. So the light's quite bad today, but kitchen unit here, and that thing over there is in the corner. You see, just in that corner there, that's just to control the LEDs that run around the bar. They're also controllable via an app, but we've got another switch in there just in case. I've got the apps on my phone, and not everyone has them. So there you go. So there's a little bit of panelling just to block that fridge in. The electric mains is behind there. One other reason for the panelling, rather than plasterboarding, I mentioned earlier on that we chose not to plasterboard it. One of the other considerations was when it was installed, the manufacturers talked to us about, and the installers talked to us about the amount of timbers. So I think there's 17 logs from the top to bottom. And what they said was that obviously that there's a lot of movement during the different seasons. So, it will expand and it will contract because it's natural timber. And that can cause the plasterboard to move. Obviously, they did say that it could pop out. And, we just didn't want the hassle with it really. With it only being a few of the timbers, it's actually, it's not going from top to bottom. So there's nothing bolted from the top of the building to the bottom of the building. We're only going halfway, so we've got less chance of that bulging out and popping. Now, as I said, we've been running, we've had it now near enough a year, and there's not been any movement on that whatsoever. However, there is some movement over here that you can see, even just between a couple of logs. I've left that there. I'm going to remove them bottom screws, but that tin sign was put in there, and you can see both that and the one above. Let me just lift it up there. There's a bit of movement there. That one's bent. So, I think in hindsight, it's probably a good decision for us. I know some people have plasterboarded it with success. This does get a hell of a lot of sun all day. So, I think given what that sign is telling us, I do think it was a good decision. The shelves behind here were B&Q floating shelves. And then the lighting came from B&Q as well. Now these cords were huge when we got them. They came right down into the bar, so they weren't adjustable, but I just modified that slightly and then hid the cable behind the beam. Similar sort of thing over there, where the different types of lights, both controlled by a inline Wi-Fi switch. So that light's warm white. So we wanted a bit of a contrast. It's still quite light outside, so you can't see it fully. I'll probably do another video at some point with it when it's lit up at night. It does look quite good. More often than not, we've only got that on and the LEDs. These ones are a lot brighter and cool white. I'll just show you quickly what they look like. You can't see how bright they are at the minute because, as I said, there's a lot of light coming in. A lot of natural light still coming in because it's not dark yet, but you've got a warm white and then a cool white. There it is with the LEDs on. LEDs just run around the bar, front and back. Obviously you can change the colour of them. They're just on it's quite clear but with a bit of a blue tinge at the minute. There's a light on the fridge, obviously the blade lights up. And then we've also got these lights which we got from Amazon, which are just like on a wire, so you just wrapped around here, which gives a nice effect. I'll just switch them on. They're flickering at the minute, like Christmas lights, but normally we have them on solid. So that's it in lighting. I've got light over there, the fairy lights, if you like, behind the bar. The LEDs, and then that's quite a bright light. So there's two windows. There's a window on either side of the door, and they open. It's quite good actually because you've got a couple of options. You can either open it fully in, so you get plenty of air in that way, or flip it up to the top, tilt it in. And these seem pretty standard with these log cabins. Obviously double glazed windows. And the door is double glazed, so decent insulation, not had any trouble at all. In the summer, it tends to retain heat really well into the evening. In the winter, we have had it where it's been about freezing, so about 0 degrees. Put that fire on for about 20 minutes. Fire we bought from, electric fire we bought from B&Q. If that's on for 20 minutes, half an hour, probably brings it up to about 18, 19 degrees. And because it's insulated top and bottom, so far we've been okay. I've not had a freezing winter, but then again we probably wouldn't be using it if it was like -10 or something. So for most use I'm pretty happy with the setup that we've got here. That window there had plenty of light, and that just opens out, tilts out like a normal window would. Okay, so I thought I'd finish off with a quick shot of how it looks at night with the lights on, how we have it. So generally the bar lights are on, the LEDs are on around the bar, and we normally have those on, not always, but quite often have them on behind there, and then just usually that light over there. That's usually enough light and it gives it the right sort of atmosphere. Don't know if it comes across as well on the video as what it does when you're in here, but that's how we prefer it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.